There is a funnel behind every inbound client I close. I'm going to show you all 7 stages of it and every number behind it in the next 10 minutes of this video. I have built and audited over 320 sales funnels for clients across the world. This specific client acquisition funnel, the version I run for my own agency, for my own business, has generated more than 5 crore rupees for me over the years without sending a single cold DM, without chasing anyone. I want to show you every page of this system and tell you exactly what it does. So let's start. Most solopreneurs, agency owners, freelancers, and coaches are stuck in a pattern. I have seen this happen hundreds of times. Some months, 2 or 3 clients, other months, nothing. And every month, it starts from zero. Manual outreach, manual everything. The income is unpredictable because the system underneath is completely manual. That is not a sales problem, that is a structure problem, and structure is fixable. So let me give you a quick context about who am I. My name is Romy Singh, and for last 12 years I have been building funnels and client acquisition systems for clients across the world. I have built more than 320 funnels and generated more than 5 crore rupees from inbound, not ads, not cold reach, just inbounds. If I include those, then the numbers would be higher. 4 to 5 new clients reaching out to me every single month without me doing anything or initiating a single conversation. This happens because of this system. That system is what I'm about to show you. 7 stages: content, front end, opt-in page, VSL plus application page, lead scoring, pre-call nurture, email sequencing, and closer call or discovery call. You can call it whatever you want this. And a remarketing campaign or a community layer that keeps working in the background for you every month and giving you inbound leads every single month without you having to do any manual work, just a bit of investment. So now let me show you what each stages are and what you need to build to replicate this system. Stage 1, content, the front end. The top of this funnel is content, specifically YouTube. And the reason YouTube is the engine here is very simple. For a high ticket client or a sale, anything above $1,000 or 50,000 Indian rupees, a prospect needs to spend roughly 7 to 10 hours with you before they trust you enough to buy. 1 2-hour long video delivers more of that trust than 6 months of Instagram post combined. The depth is not comparable, and a lead who has watched 4 hours of your content before hitting your opt-in page is not the same lead as someone who clicked a cold ad. They arrive pre-sold, and every downstream conversion rate in the client acquisition funnel reflect that difference. But if you want to build a depth audience and not very comfortable with recording videos, then you can choose LinkedIn as a platform, because we all know that platform is built for business. And once the content is pulling in the warm traffic, stage 2 is how we capture it into something we own. In stage 2, I'm going to tell you the one change you can make to your opt-in page that will lift your conversion rate by 51%, and the exact email sequence length the most agency owners, freelancers, and solopreneurs get wrong. Stage 2, opt-in page plus email sequences. The opt-in page should ask for 3 things. That's all: name, email, and phone number. Nothing else. The page should be clean. 1 headline, 1 sentence for the context, 1 form. nothing else above the fold. The phone number field might not be for everyone, but I always suggest and recommend to add it if you are planning to sell high ticket services later on or do an omni channel follow up. It also improves the overall lead quality since by adding a phone number field, you are increasing the friction also. And people are not very comfortable by sharing their mobile number. So when someone shares their mobile number, it signals that they are really interested in your service or product. So overall lead quality gets better. Leads who give a phone number converts 3 to 4 times better downstream. Simple, quality over quantity, same logic. The data shows that removing below fold content for opt-in page, all the extra bullet points, all the justification, the long descriptions lifted conversion by 51% in a split test over 2200 visitors per group. Every extra element on that page is an extra decision, needs an extra effort. The simpler the opt-in page, the better the conversion rate. Once they opt in, they enter into a 30-day email nurture sequence. Not 7 days, not 10 days, 30 days. Each email handles one specific objection through a client story. For example, will this work for someone at my stage? There is an email for that. What does the process look like? There is an email for that also. By the day 30, the top 8 objections have been answered before they ever speak to a human being from your business, from your agency. That is what this sequence is for. And we all know that not everyone is going to convert right after consuming your content. Some people need more convincing, and these email sequences are for those people. And now, here is where the funnel gets most interesting because the stage 3 is the one that protects your time more than anything else in this system. Stage 3 is about the VSL and the application form and the scoring logic that tells you exactly which leads to call, to follow up, and which ones to reject before any time is spent. Stage 3, VSL plus lead scoring. After they opt in, they land on a VSL page which has obviously a VSL video that is 10 to 15 minute long and an application form below the VSL video, or you can put a book an appointment button that leads to your calendar page, and when they try to book an appointment, you present the application form there before confirming the appointment. The VSL video does one job: make the right people want to apply and make the wrong people self-select out. It opens with their exact pain, explains why the standard solutions fail, shows 1 or 2 client results, and then asks them to apply below. No selling, just qualification. The application form has 8 to 12 questions covering their current situation, what they have tried, their budget, and their urgency. Each answer is scored. Here is what the score will determine for you. If a lead gets more than 5 score, divert that lead to your closer or you directly speak with that lead because that lead is a very high quality lead and can be easily converted if they are presented with the right information. If a lead gets 3 to 4 score, let someone from your team or a setter call or follow up to verify their current budget, their current situation and circumstances, and then manually book on a closers or your calendar if they qualify. If a lead gets 2 or below than that score, rejected. Do not entertain that lead right now. Put that lead into an email sequence or offer them something else that will pre-qualify them. These leads need to re-qualify over a period of time. This one system stopped my team from spending time on unqualified calls entirely. Every conversation that happens from this point forward has been pre screened. That is not just efficient, it changes how you or your closer perform because they are never on a call they should not be on. Based on the scoring, you can decide what kind of materials to send to that lead to make their decision lean more towards working with you. If this is useful, subscribe. I post a system like this every week. Real funnels, real numbers, 12 years of actual client work and experience. And the next week, I'm going to be publishing an in depth video that will help you generate more money using your offer and a specific type of funnel. But the scoring system is only half of what stage 3 does. The other half happens in 2 minutes after someone submits. Stage 4 is the pre call nurture system, and the specific thing that happens within 2 minutes of application is the reason our show rate went from 34% to 71%. Stage 4, pre call nurture. The moment someone submits an application form, three things happen, all within 2 minutes. First, they land on a thank you page with three 60-second FAQ videos answering their top objection. For example, will this work for my situation? What does the process look like? What have people like me achieved? Watching those videos keep them in the buying mindset right after submitting the application. That window is worth protecting. Second, a setter or someone from your team calls within 2 minutes of submission, not within the hour, 2 or max 5 minutes. This one change moved our setter connect rate from 34 to 71%. The prospect is still at their desk or still in front of their laptop. They have not moved to three other things yet. 2 minute is the window, and most businesses are not in it. The setter or someone from your team just ask three questions. What is your biggest challenge right now? Specifically, what have you tried that did not work? What changes for your business if this is solved in 90 days? That's it. Those answers determine which one or two client case studies the setter or someone from your team sends before the closure call. Personalized proof delivered before the actual conversation happens. By the time the prospect sit downs with the closure or with you on the call, the sale is 70% made. This works really well because objections are handled before you or your setter speaks with the potential client. And the biggest impact it has is on the prospect because they feel understood. They feel like they can talk to you and find the real solution to their problem. And it helps you also to plan your next move effectively, not based on random guesses, but based on the behavior of the prospect. The fifth stage is one that compounds quietly in the background, and it is where some of our highest value clients come from. Stage 5, remarketing campaigns plus community. Every person who visits a page in this funnel gets a metapixel on their device. I take my YouTube videos and run them natively on Meta as content ads, no call to action, no booking buttons, targeting only those pixeled visitors at roughly $5 per video per day. For India, anywhere between 150 to 200 rupees would work well. The goal is very simple, more time with me. I want to be appeared in their feed frequently so they are much more convinced about my authority, my credibility. I'm leaving an impression behind. Every opted in lead gets a bi-weekly free webinar invite also. A prospect who attends even one live webinar converts at 3.8 times than the rate of a prospect who only saw the static funnel pages. Because the webinar does one thing VSL cannot. It gives them the experience of being in a room with you, seeing how you think, seeing how you handle questions, how you handle situations. Some of my highest value clients came through this route entirely. They never went through the application process. They attended 1, 2, or 3 webinars and reached out directly to us. There are few other ways you can use to leave a lasting impression and build a depth with your potential client. For example, email newsletters, a Facebook community, WAP or school community, and most effective of all, YouTube channel. I would recommend starting with YouTube channel, since if one of your video gets viral, your investment drastically decreases and your lead quantity drastically increases. But to make that viral video, you would have to first make few videos and follow this system to get high quality leads every month. And as we know, not everyone who has opted in would book an appointment with you. You would have to nurture them through quality emails. If you did this for few months, you would notice your following is growing. You are gaining fame, authority, and credibility. All these things might not give you money immediately, but they are essential for setting the stage for you to climb the next level of the business. Stage 6, the closing call or the discovery call. Because of the time protection system we just built in the previous stages, only qualified, pre-sold, high-intent leads ever reach to your calendar. Before you even say hello, you have their application score, the summary, and you know they have already consumed your content. You enter the room with full context, no guesswork. Now this completely changes the vibe of the call. This is not a sales pitch anymore. There is no convincing, no begging, and no chasing happening. You are the expert, and this is a strategic consultation. That's it. The whole conversation follows 5 specific steps: a warm intro, a deep diagnosis, sharing strategic insights, aligning your solution to their gap, and finally presenting the investment. That's it. The reason the close rate is so high here is very simple. The lead is pre-sold. Their objections were handled days ago. They trust the process because they came to you, not the other way around. While traditional sales relies on being pushy in a chaotic environment, this system relies on clarity, trust, and a ready buyer. But no matter how good the architecture is, the system is, some leads just need more time, which brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, stage 7. This is the layer that compounds quietly in the background, catching everyone who is not ready to buy today just by running on $5 or 150 rupees a day. Stage 7, post-purchase journey. The final stage is the post-purchase journey, because the truth is this: it is always easier to keep a client than to get a new client. The funnel does not end when the invoice is paid. We have to get clear about that. That is exactly where the real leverage begins. The goal of stage 7 is to deliver massive value, get results, and turn happy clients into a repeatable source of inbound growth. This stage moves through 6 specific steps: a smooth onboarding experience that sets the first impression right, consistent delivery that builds confidence, proactive communication that creates trust, measurable results that secure loyalty, and logical upsells to expand the relationship. And finally, the referral engine. When you focus on delivering this level of value, referrals become inevitable. Now let me show you some of my opt-in pages, VSL pages, booking forms. I have quite few of them since these are built according to the relevance of offer and service I'm trying to promote and the audience I'm targeting. As you can see, two major platforms that I am using right now for getting leads is YouTube and LinkedIn. All the content sends people to the opt-in page since that my goal is always to establish a contact point using their email IDs or mobile number. And then these are my opt-in pages. As you can see them, I have short and long form opt-in pages also. I use them for A/B testing and pick the one that is performing well for that offer and for that audience. Then these are my VSL pages targeted to promote my sales funnel design service. I have few other for audit service too and for AI services too. Then when they try to book a call with me, they get shortlisted based on the questions they answer before booking the call with me. Now you have seen all 7 stages and few examples too, but there is a very specific order you must follow to build this or the entire system will break. The honest caveat. One honest note before the recap of this video. If you are currently doing under $1,000 or $2,000 or anywhere between 1 lakh to 2 lakh per month, do not try to build all 7 stages at once because they need capital and investment. Build stage 2 first, the opt-in page and the 30-day email sequence. Test it with organic content traffic. Once that is converting consistently for you, add the VSL and scoring logic. Then hire the setter or the VA for the process. Then the remarketing and webinar layer comes at last. They amplify a system that is already working. They do not fix one that is not. So the order matters a lot here. Recap. 2 things I want you to do this week. First, look at your email sequence. If it's shorter than 21 days, add 1 objection handling email per week using a real client story until you reach to day 30. That alone will change your downstream conversion rate. Second, if you already have a booking page, build a thank you page with 360-second FAQ videos. Film them using your phone today itself. Those 2 changes address the biggest gap I see in most client acquisition funnels. Now let me frame this video in a way that will convey the impact of this system. A good specialist does not see every patient. The receptionist at the front desk asks a few questions first. For example, are you referred? What is the issue? How long has it been? After the answers, some people are redirected, others wait. And when you finally sit down in front of the specialist, the conversation is focused, efficient, and specific. Because both of you already know why you are there. The specialist's time is protected, the patient's time is respected, and the outcome is better because nobody wasted the first 20 minutes figuring out whether this was even the right clinic. That is what this client acquisition funnel does. It is not a wall to keep people out. It is the system that makes sure that when a conversation happens, it is the right conversation for both of you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.